Hello everybody, it's time for our latest installation on Where's Rabid Rabbit? Just coming out of the Paradise Valley Cafe, about a quarter mile down the trail and a mile off the trail down a paved road. I cheated a little. I hitched a ride and got about half that mile in a car. But at any rate, we're now headed upward on what promises to be a long, about a 2,000–3,000 foot climb. My original plan or aspiration was to get up here near the top and then to be able to walk down to Idyllwild tomorrow, but after looking at the mileage required again, that seems a bit ambitious. So looks like it's going to be 2 nights up here on this trail instead of 1, but thankfully maybe at least smaller miles. At the Paradise Valley Cafe, they sure as heck don't short you on food. I got a ham that basically covered one of those large, like 10–12 inch oval shaped dining plates, and that was in addition to the eggs and hash browns, and so I'm not very hungry right now. And I'm not too tired, and I'm feeling pretty good all in all. So we're gonna go on up here, hike for a while. I'll take a break or 2 along the way, set up camp tonight somewhere that I hope is at least out of the wind, and I also hope it's just a little bit warmer than the near freezing we got down to last night. That said, my tent, my sleeping gear, all that has done a good job of keeping me warm and comfortable the whole time, and I'm very happy for that. I hope you guys are enjoying this little excursion. As you can see, we have a nice sandy uphill tread, not many rocks or anything like that. The temperature right now is just about perfect. Really, it's probably around 40 degrees, maybe a little warmer even. And we still have that ever pervasive wind blowing, but makes it all good for hiking. Something I didn't mention is back a couple miles before the junction that takes you to the Paradise Valley Cafe, we crossed 150 miles. So that's not a big piece of trail, but it's probably as much as I ever dreamed of making along the hike, and I ain't ready to quit yet. Coming up, we got about 5 miles up here or so till we will have completed 6% of the trail. So not too bad, given this is my 14th day overall, and my 10th day or so of hiking, because I took 4 zeros in there altogether. So I really appreciate your company. You guys are motivating me a lot. Just had to stop here for a minute to share with you some of the changing scenery here. We've been in kind of arid desert climb for a while, but you can see here we're starting to get back into some tall pine trees. That's kind of going back behind me there a bit now. That's down the trail, but it curves around to the left. That's back the direction I came. But I don't know if that big mountain ahead is Mount San Jacinto or not. Certainly it doesn't look as big as I'm expecting from Mount San Jacinto, but I know when I climb up it, it's going to seem a lot bigger than it is. I don't know the name of this little stream, but it's the first stream I filtered directly out of for water. So I wanted to top up before I got way up on the mountain. I'd like to not have to look for water tonight. So we have a little forest and pine covered trail just to add a little flavor. Clear we're getting into more alpine-like neighborhoods soon. Well, I think in the very, very distance there is Palm Springs over that mountain. And then way up there, that's where I'm headed today. See you in a bit. Somehow, weirdly, in the middle of all the rocks and desert, we end up back here for a little bit into this black soil, shady place, and I'm going to take advantage of it. I got a little less than a mile to get to mile 160, and I'm going to take a break there. Okay, I'm at about 6,300 feet. And I have to admit, I did not expect to encounter ice up here on the trail. So that's a newbie so far, but this is also the highest I've been on the trail so far. What would you say if I were to say to you we're at mile 60, and if we could get out around mile 163, 164, we might be able to make it down this mountain tomorrow instead of spending an extra day on it. But a bit more of a hike. Camp spaces are a little bit dicier. Got to climb about another 1,000 feet, and just got a few hours left to do it in. Let's see a show of hands. Everybody that would say, yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, you sadists. Well, I got news for you. We went for it, and this is what we got. Well, we're perched here on the side of a mountain. In the background, you can see some of the old burn area from whatever the name of that fire was. I don't recall. We're right out here on a cliff. I think that may be Palm Springs and Palm Desert and that kind of thing out in the distance. I'm not really sure. This ridge is really windy up here. I'm just hoping that this particular location I got is going to shield me from most of the wind and we don't get some big wind shift that's going to blow me around too bad. But that's hardly a sure thing. Let's get inside and have some dinner here and we'll talk some more. Okay, I'll give you a little update on the situation. We're at mile 163.6, I believe. It's about 18 trail miles from where we started out this morning. That, of course, doesn't include the 2 miles, 1 mile each way in and out of to the Paradise Valley Cafe. So it's been a long, long day. Part of the reason I pushed a little was hoping that I had some chance of getting close enough to get off this mountain tomorrow evening instead of waiting an extra day. I hiked right past the planned campsite because it was right on a ridge. It was really, really windy. I came up here, got what I thought was out of the wind a little bit, but the wind seems to be shifting and I could be in for a really rough night. So this can be a tough one here. I had to do what they call stealth camping, which is pitch my tent not in a designated tent site. I was just too tired to go any further, and I did the best I could, but that's got dangers for my gear. There's sticks and sharp rocks and cactus and things around that can damage my tent, but hopefully the footprint that my wife made is going to really hold up and protect my gear. I'm going to just rest up tomorrow and probably wait for daylight to pack so that I don't damage anything in this location. And then I got a really long, about a 20-mile hike out of here. I'm pretty sure I can make it because I'm not under any certain time frame to be home. But I would like to get out tomorrow and down to either an inn or to have my nephew, my niece, somebody pick me up and bring me in. And I think I'm going to do a 0 or 2. I'm a little bit tired. My foot's not a lot better. In fact, you could argue it's a lot worse. And so I'll just need to give it some rest. All right, I don't know if I'm going to have dinner or not. I'm just really too tired to do much anything. I appreciate all the support I've gotten from everybody, and I hope I can get you guys on down the trail a little bit further here. All right, next stop, we go down here, to mile 168.5 thereabout, and then we have to deviate to a side trail, which is a reroute, because the trail continues to be closed for about 10 miles or so. So it's a long downhill trudge to get out of here. Good morning. I hope you all had a pleasant night in spite of the sub-zero temperatures or sub-freezing. It got really cold up there last night. Lots of ice outside and frost when I got up. I quickly got my things together and got on the trail about the same time as yesterday, just about 6:45 in the morning. I wanted to get off the hill before the wind picked up too much. So I've been hiking pretty straight, and I'm a mile or so down the so-called Spittler Trail, which goes into Idyllwild. I've already come to the junction where the PCT is still closed. If you can look around behind me there, you can see that I'm in the middle of a burned forest. And I didn't exactly choose this place to sit down. This was just the first place I finally slipped on my ass. And so here I am, taking a little break, taking advantage of what nature must have told me was a good time to rest. This trail here, the first part of it's pretty nice. It's a nice dirt trail, soft, not too elevated until the last little bit I got to here, including where I slipped on one of those rocks up behind me. So I'm headed down to Idyllwild. We're going to make it today, unless I go totally crazy or something. But I'm planning on having my nephew pick me up, take me over to my twin's house so I can recuperate for a day or two. And then the first day back on the trail, I got Mount San Jacinto ahead of me. Okay, that's it for now, guys. We'll catch you in a little bit. If I needed water, this would be a really nice place to get it. Got a stream coming down through here. It turns into, just below me here, a waterfall, and carries on down that way. Pretty stream. That Snickers you see right there has been in my backpack, inside, in the waist belt of my backpack since Campo. It's about to be a goner. At any rate, I can't see what you see there right now, but we're headed down this sandy trail about 10 miles or so still from Idyllwild. I don't know if that lake over there is by Idyllwild or not, but at any rate, in theory, this would be your view looking over my shoulder. For those of you who like to look over people's shoulders, I'm feeling pretty good. You're bouncing around back there a bunch. I wish you'd stand still for a minute. Makes it awful hard to carry when you guys are jumping up and down like that. But I got a deal to be in Idyllwild by 4, and I had been hiking really fast, but I want to try to slow that down a little bit. I just took 2 ibuprofen, not for my foot so much, more for my back. I was getting little cramps in my back, and that was making this a lot more uncomfortable. At any rate, looks like we're going to zigzag around these hills and end up somewhere, although Lord, I ain't too sure where that's going to be. You guys going to have to give me a little bit of a rest here while I prepare to hike some more. Okay guys, thanks very much for the ride down.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate it greatly. Can I get your names?
My name is Brent.
Brent and Joe.
I'm
right?
Joe.
And
yeah.
Joe. So guys, it's people like you that make this hike a lot easier. It's tough enough at 2,650 miles, but it'd be a lot harder without the help. Thanks.
No problem.